Cave. We're going to talk about a little movie tonight called Wall Street.
Hey, Greeny, why'd you
And
say everyone? I'm the only one here. No one's watching
listen,
this.
I like to put on a show for people that I think would be here, but they're
I
kind
mean,
of
I'm
imaginary.
wearing my suit. You're in your underwear. But sorry, Greeny. It's your show. I'm the sidekick here.
Yeah, I, I definitely don't pay you. Anyways, all right, so Wall Street. Yeah,
You're a real
anyways, Wall,
Cheyenne character over here.
yeah.
But
Wall Street. Wall Street just watched it, or we're currently watching it. I don't know. Depends on how the creator wants to animate this. Who knows? But just watched it. I gotta tell you, Gordon Gekko. He's got to be basically the CEO of Nothing Corp. There's a lot of overlays here that I see. I mean, the line that got me was he said, "The richest 1% of this country owns half our country's wealth. $5 trillion. One third of that comes from hard work. Two-thirds comes from inheritance. Interest on interest accumulating to widows and idiot sons. And what do I do? Stock and real estate speculation. It's bullshit. You got 90% of the American public out there with little or no net worth. I create nothing. I own. We make the rules, pal. The news, war, peace, famine, upheaval, the price per paperclip. We pick the rabbit out of the hat while everybody sits out wondering how the hell we did it. Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market, and you're part of it. You got that killer instinct. Stick around, pal. I got a lot to teach you. Man, that was such a did that not feel so relatable, Captain?
I really did. I have to be honest. I something happened because everything's just on Disney Plus now. I don't know what happened, but like now I just search it. It's like it's over, right? It's over. There's nothing that like they have it all. Anyway, so I could watch Wall Street, and uh, well, the first thing that caught me off, and like this is gonna be a crazy thing. I said, Mike, I broke the thing already, but like boy, I never thought about the World Trade Centers as a kid until 9/11 happened. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's crazy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, yeah, hit the far more famous buildings, right? But every time you go and look at like an old New York thing, it's like so prominent. I don't know. It's just, we lived in when it happened, and they just like erased it digitally from every movie afterward, right? You know what I mean? Like they just like stopped
Yeah.
doing it entirely. But that's not
Yeah.
related. I just couldn't help but think about it. Obviously, if you've seen the start of that movie, it's like in like six shots.
So is that where Gordon Gekko is? Is he at the top of the World Trade Center?
I like stopped, but I probably maybe right. Like I don't. I
Nah, because
don't know. I
he's like
lost
the
the
one.
geography.
He's the wealthiest 1%. He's one of the wealthiest 1% in the
Yeah, I guess
world.
they would have been working up there.
Yeah. So Bud
But
Fox is like in a kind of like a low level type of outfit. It's
can
probably
I
not
ask
the
one
World
more
Trade Center.
question that you might,
Yeah.
and we can go back to the film critique. Is like, is he the same guy? Like, is he the same Wolf of Wall Street guy? Like, is he they based on the same guy? Because isn't the other
No.
guy's name Gordon in Wolf of Wall? Are they the same name, or is that? I don't know if that's true. I was another. Those were my two thoughts I had that weren't about the movie as I watched the
So
movie.
I think Gordon Gekko is a purely a fictional character.
Yeah, I would just
Wolf
want
of Wall
because it was
Street's
like
like a
Gordon
pump and dump
Belford or
guy.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So no is the answer
Yeah.
to your question. That's fine. Money never sleeps
Yeah.
is the thing I do know.
That's the second sequel of Shia LaBeouf that's not very good. But the whole point of it is the movie is just like Bud Fox gets himself a whale, and then he walks into the room with Gordon Gekko, and Gordon Gekko looks at him, and gives him a chance, and basically says, "Tell me something I don't know." And if that isn't just like how the stock market works in general, it's just on insider info, and that's basically what the whole movie is like Charlie Sheen's trying to do it the right way, and basically he ends up, I think, giving him a tip about his father's company, and then that's what gets him in on it, and then he's like, "Look, I want you to do all this, like, I'm gonna pay you to do all this dirty work, like keep an eye on people, go in. It's like, I don't care how you get me the information. Like he gets like fake jobs and all this stuff so that
You
he
should
can
have you
like
should have you should
master
have
these
known
deals.
better, man. I okay. I did have other thoughts as I thought it. First of all, if your boss is sending a prostitute to your apartment after hours, you simply must quit that job. You cannot date her. Okay, you can't do it, fellas. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't date your boss's prostitute. This isn't like mad money conversation here. Anyone, just don't do it. Doesn't matter what industry you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there's basically the whole movie goes on and Bud Fox makes a bunch of money and he's like a big shot. But then I guess Gordon Gekko basically takes his dad's company, Blue Star, and m- I don't know if it's like reneges on a deal, but he makes the deal like terrible, only for the simple fact that like it's easy money. Like it's like, oh, I can make like 100 mil easy. And he's like, well, he's basically like, oh, it's a good company. You don't need to do that. They're profitable. And he's like, I don't care. I just want the money. He's like, you have enough money. Why does it? When is it enough? And he goes, it's not about the money. It's about like, I don't know if he said the win or it's just about having it. Like it's just about owning it. It's just about power. It's just about doing it. Um,
Yeah. He says at some point
so
it's just about transactions.
it's just transactions. Get it done quick, baby. So Bud Fox turns, and there's this great line at the end where he has to like go see him in a park, and he's wearing like a wire, and Gordon Gekko like obviously gets the cops on him because he's that powerful and stuff, and like punch him. He's like, "I showed you the game. I showed you how it was played." And he's like mad that his protege turned on. It's a real Darth Vader Palpatine moment, really. And he goes after like getting hit a couple times. He goes, I I guess I always envision myself being a Gordon Gekko, but at the end of the day, I'll always just be a Bud Fox. And if that line doesn't hit you hard in the environment we are in and in the show we are talking about from economy and nothing standpoint, that's so true though, right? Like I mean, every system ever has that person in it, like multiple times over.
I thought about Gordon Gekko as a bad guy in the show, and he says a specific line, and I was like, oh, you say the word planet, and that's a fucking fantastic uh, sci-fi villain. At some point, he says something. It's in the scene when he's in the stockholder meeting. He says something like, he's like, I'm not a destroyer of company. I'm a savior of companies. And I'm like, no, you like planet. You say the word planet, and that's a sci-fi. Like I'm not the
Yeah.
destroyer of planets. I'm
It's
a
Galactus,
savior of
man.
planets. Like you know
It's
what I mean? Like
Galactus, yeah. It's
yeah,
Thanos,
right.
yeah, for
But he's
sure.
not Galactus. He's just a CEO of a company, right? He's saving these planets, man. These planets were going to be far worse off if he hadn't gone in there and taken the last of their minerals or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
no. He
real.
says I'm the liberator of companies or something. It's a really good line. We should give that to a villain who like destroys like who like
Oh yeah,
rapes the land or whatever.
maybe maybe that's what the Nothing Corp is. Like villains are, or it's like it's a
It is like
round table of old
this
like Wall Street
it,
dudes.
dude, this harkens back to like two of my favorite things, like Superman and Rush Hour, right? Which Rush Hour follow the rich white man, obviously, and uh, uh, and like Superman, like the problem with Lex Luthor is he's rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If he's not rich, he's not a problem. Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
the problem is he keeps getting all these fucking government contracts, and Superman has to be like, I'd like to punch this guy now, please. And they're like, well, Mr. Superman, you know, he does, he is under contract or whatever, right? Like,
yeah. And he also gets kryptonite later to you know
yeah, but if you're
to.
just some jackass, Mike, and
I
you
know.
have
I'm just saying.
kryptonite, you can't do anything to Superman. You can't threaten the world, right? Like, just a guy with a gun. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's only because Lex Luthor can like get access to Superman, right? Like,
Right, but theoretically, right? If Lex Luthor, like, let's say that he wore like a kryptonite belt and a kryptonite bracelet and a
But why?
kryptonite
But
necklace
Superman
and a
wouldn't
kryptonite
care.
ring.
He wouldn't be a super because a guy wearing kryptonite is not a threat to anyone.
Yeah, but if that
Only a
guy's
man
Lex
that wants to
Luthor and
take
has
over the
all the
world and
money and power, he's technically undefeatable by Superman, right? Because
yeah, but like, but he's
and
doing because he's doing bad stuff, right? Like
with
if you
money
had a
and power
krypton,
and legislation, yeah,
it's not illegal to
legislation.
have a kryptonite ring, but like you can just
No,
walk around with a kryptonite ring and you'll never run into Superman because even like
I know.
modern Superman
It's,
isn't like even stopping domestic disputes or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So like
so what you're saying is that the
it's a defense
league,
only a rich
the league,
supervillain would need.
the league of extraordinary rich old white dudes, rich old Wall Street dudes that are just old and they all look like bankers with pocket watches and they have like gold on them and maybe they also have certain things like that is a good question
Is
in the
this too
sense
on the
of
nose though, right? Do we need to do like a higher level of of
okay, okay,
obfuscation of what we're talking
okay,
about?
so it's going to be a giant just round table of old
This could be the
sentient
dark orbit.
yeah, which the dark it's the dark orbit, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's in the dark orbit, Mike? Is it just
Oh,
darkness?
so here's what I think. I think it should seem like it's made up. Now, this might be too much deep lore, and then we can, of course, get back to the movie Wall Street. But so I was thinking, like, what if it seems like a collection of a bunch of weirdos, but it's all like just one race of like shapeshifters or something, pretending to be a bunch of weirdos,
Sure. Why not?
right?
I mean,
I don't know what, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like a bunch of like but like I don't know. I feel like there needs to be, and this is a question for the show we can talk about later. We should get back to talking about Wall Street, right? There isn't like a conspiracy though, right? Like these guys are just playing out the system, right? Like Bud Fox is lying to himself.
yeah, he's lying to himself the whole time. And but at the end it takes his to see that I guess what happens is that he sees about it happening like he knows how it happens, right? But he doesn't really sit in on it till like way later until he has to because it's his dad's company and I think he's like chairman of the board on it.
Yeah.
And that's why he sees what really starts to happen. And he's like, oh, like Gordon was lying to me. That the things that he was saying that are like chopping, like it just, just cutting these companies
Yeah.
down for pure profit, like, and the reasons why were total BS, right? And it's like, and he's actually starting to see that he is about to ruin a lot of lives.
So
And
I like
so he helps the other bad guy that he has a beef with in the
yeah, well, I
beginning, but he
like
helps
I
him
guess
down.
kind of my question, I guess, about the movie is though, right? Like, and I guess it's a question about the world, right? And is like, but like Gordon Gekko's right though. Like if like the problem is that like another like if Bud Fox doesn't do it, another weasel will just do it. And if Gordon
Yep.
Gekko's not taking advantage, there's just going to be a guy with the most money taking advantage of the people, right? Like,
Yeah, and
and
if you
like
really want to
it,
get
and not
if you
even
really
like
want to
I
get
don't
down
mean
to
to
it,
like
but listen to his rationale. It was in what I first said when he said he's like there's $5 trillion in this company, and it's like 50% of that was hard work, and then I think he said like another I don't know 25% was inheritance that goes to their sons, and he's basically saying there's only so much money to get, and you got to get it while the getting's good. Is
yeah,
basically what he's saying.
and like you it's one of those things. It's the Batman, right? You live long enough to become. You die the villain. You die the hero. Live long enough to become the villain. But it's like no, there's. I do hate to break it to everyone, but there is no world where like an investment banker is a hero. I'm just sorry, right? Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean it in like a bad way or whatever, but it's just like no, it is. Tisn't a noble profession. I hate to break just like moving money around. Do you know? Like And I'm not
Yep.
taking it away. It's not like all professions need nobility or whatever, or that they have it or don't have it, right? But like, there's not a world where like you got into that to like do anything other than make money, which is fine. That's what jobs are, right? But like you, you knew, right? Do you know what I mean? Like there is a Gordon Gekko, is what I'm saying. Is like that's what the movie's saying, and I'm the world's saying, and
There's
I'm just saying,
the
yeah, probably,
saying
right? Like,
there's always a there's probably multiple Gordon Geckos, and if you want to get real down to it, get down to
if Gordon Gekko changed his mind, there'd just be another guy coming in and doing it, right? Like,
yeah,
there's
much
not a
like
nice guy behind him. You know what I mean? It's not like you can't take out in the
and
Shield.
I
They
would
take out.
imagine here's a perspective that I never really thought of because we live in such a media attention based economy. Once you hit a certain level, like you're making billions of dollars for people, you have to wonder, is there like a gang out there that like if you're truly brilliant,
What are
is
they?
there a
But
gang
like,
out
what do
there
they do?
that
Like,
they're gonna keep making you do it, right? Like
yeah,
even if you
and
wanted to stop,
and you
they're like,
would
no,
it,
no, 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 you're making us way too much money. Like
because
we're gonna grab some dirt on you.
it's tendrils inside you or something like. It's one of those things where like they're flying on like the private planes or whatever, and they're like, oh, and we're gonna take a bath on like this money or whatever. It's like, but it. I mean, it's the scene where it's like it's all just transactions, right? At one point he says the word nothing. I should find it in like the show, but like it's like
Also,
I, it's just one of those
there's
things.
a
How revelatory was this movie when it came? Like some of the dialogue seems so like on the nose to me, but like you know what I mean. When you think about
yeah.
like where people like, oh my god, is this how it's really happening? You know what I mean? Like
Well, you go to Robert Downey Jr. did that. There's a video of him going to the Wall Street like floor during the World Trade Center to just like, and then the camera follows him. This was like prior to when he went to jail, and
yeah,
he's just like stunned. Like it is, he's like it is chaos, and he's like that is the most just animalistic, like no humanity driven building I've ever seen. Like the people in there are literally just animals, and like what he's seeing, he's like he's visibly stressed out on what is happening, and maybe it's all an act, but it felt real, like his response to it. And I mean, from what we know through media and stories, I mean, again, there's always a little bias, but it seems accurate, right? You know.
yeah. Well, it's just one of those things with like, and I mean, you know, like they say in the movie, when's it ever enough or whatever, right? But it really is one of those things where it's like, you know, there's some like people on these planes talking about like these amounts of money moving that like just like you can't care. How could you care more, right? You know what I mean? Like it's
Well, yeah,
so
that's what I'm
much
saying. At a
money.
certain point, when you have everything, right, and it's
You've
so easy for
lost so
you.
much money, right? That it's just like you can't be looking for anything, right? Like you've been everywhere and you've done everything and you're not happy yet, right? Like you've messed up, my man.
Yeah, but also like that's probably why
Well,
they want to go to Mars, right?
And get ourselves
Because
I
a
mean,
what else
beer.
is there to do? They've done everything.